Okay, that's weird. My mic wasn't picking up. Let me... Microphone... Yeah, input should be the default should be that one. I don't know why it wasn't picking up. That's weird. Okay. That would have been really awkward if I went the entire stream and I just was talking and nobody heard anything. That's the whole point of having the second monitor, so I can monitor the stream while I'm working on stuff. All right. Let me let people know that I'm live. Okay. Yeah, that was just really bizarre. Okay. All the other audio is working just fine. And of course... Oh, okay, okay, Silva, fine. But yeah, no, when I first started the stream, yeah, it was scuffed. When I first started the stream, I noticed that like when I was talking, the mic stuff wasn't picking up. No, I couldn't call Sayu tech support. I don't have problems big enough for Sayu tech support. Monarch's scuff, like, it's kind of funny to me that like Monarch is so scuffed, but like she has such complex stuff, and like you kind of can excuse her being scuffed because she has literally so much stuff going on that like that's just like something's gonna give. Yeah, she has. Okay. So, let's get this party started. So, being a mech pilot and superhero, you'd think that my Halloween costume would be being a mech pilot, but as I displayed for the Friday the 13th stream, tonight's special Halloween costume is Vampire. I am the cyber vampire. Ha 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 ha! I've come to drink your motor oil. No, I don't sparkle. Yes, being stained glass is fine. And that's the thing, right? I have a headcanon that somehow Twilight with their sparkly vampires inspired Kamen Rider Kiva because it was kind of in that same era-ish type thing. And it was when like vampires and werewolves and all that stuff was like spiking in popularity. And like That's just my justification for it. But because Kamen Rider Kiva was my first Kamen Rider. Okay. I wonder if we'll see Nabaru tonight. Or if maybe Nabaru is out at some kind of a Halloween party and is having fun without us. You sense her weebness in the chat? Really? Because I remember he was struggling with some mental health stuff. What happened? Did he do something? Did he like act out from like struggling mental health? Something about fraud. Oh no. Not the fraud. No, does this mean no Gokai Silver in any reunion movies? I know they normally just bring back Marvelous. Like, it's normally just Marvelous that they bring back, but I wouldn't have minded seeing more Gokai Silver. Yeah, they'll probably just have somebody else do a voiceover and not have him de-henshin. And just have him transformed for those scenes. Oh my gosh. Let me quickly Google it, see what we find. For alleged fraud. And a fraudulent scam. Wow. He apparently was arrested because they're alleging that he took part in some kind of a scam. I'm wondering if that whole thing where he was asking his I wonder if this might be related to when he was asking his fans to write him. I'm wondering if there was some kind of a thing, because he asked his fans to write him saying he needed their encouragement because he was struggling with mental health stuff. I'm wondering if it was one of those things where, like, when people wrote him, sometimes he would write them back asking for money or some kind of a scam or something. That's the only thing I could think of, because that's the most recent thing I thought about him. And that's really sad and really, really scummy if that's what he did. Because, like, when he reached out and was like, hey, I'm struggling with my mental health, I could really use words of support from my fans. That's like this step forward for mental health, right? Somebody actively opening up and talking about their mental health struggles. And actually saying, hey, I could really use some support from my fans. Because I'm dealing with a lot of, like, mental health stuff. Is a way to deal with that, right? And like, it's a little bit parasocial, not gonna lie. But like, if you're struggling, you're struggling. What helps, you know? But Yeah, it's gonna be like because his contract was canceled and there's a ban on him being interviewed because I guess they don't want to give him a lot of media coverage. I'm presuming there's a thing where like we may never find out uh what happened because they may just sweep him under the rug. But yeah, that's really sad. That's really sad. Ah. On to happier news, tomorrow's Halloween. So tonight is our special Halloween stream. So like, here's the thing. I'm having a lot of fun playing Zoid Saga DS, right? In Zoid Saga DS, I just unlocked the Zaberfang Old. I built a Reynos, and I have my team doing really good, and I have this pile of things I want to accomplish in the game, and leveling up characters and all that jazz, right? And I have all this stuff I want to do. And like, at first I was like, let's just play more Zoid Saga DS, right? But then I'm like, I want to do something. I haven't had a writing stream in over 2 months. I think it's been 2 months. And I could have done a thing where I picked back up my manuscript, but I'm like, you know what? Let's try doing something that just is more of the cross section with my interests right now. And also going a little bit back to my roots. One of the first things I ever wrote as a kid was I started, never finished, a self-insert Zoids isekai fan fiction when I was a kid. Which, that's sentence. That's a sentence. I'm also a little bit sad. So like, I've been trying to watch Zoids Wild, not Zoids Wild, Zoids Wild Zero, right? Because like, it's definitely fun and interesting, but like, because of the stuff that happened with COVID, it's hard to find episodes. I'm about to have to, like, next time I get money, I'm debating shelling out money on the black market to get my hands on the files. And I'm just like, I'm asking myself, do I really care? Do I really care that much? Or do I want to just watch them raw and try to figure out what's happening? It's a whole thing. But yeah, I've been on this Zoids kick, and like, it's funny because I think it's Takara Tomy is the one who makes Zoids. Like, for the 40th anniversary, you'd think that they would have done something with their latest seasons, Wild, Wild Zero, and Wild Senki. But all their stuff they released that they're doing for the 40th anniversary of Zoids is for Chaotic Century, Guardian Force, and that's good, Silva. I'm glad that you're putting your Japanese studies to work. But so the point of tonight, we're not getting started yet. We're just gonna hang out for a little bit more before we delve into it proper. Also, music tonight is Lofi Girl. I haven't used Lofi Girl in forever because I mainly use Lofi Girl for writing streams. And Turns out when I was getting set up for stream, Lofi Girl has a special Halloween radio that's like lots of Halloween themed lo-fi music. And so that's what we've got playing tonight. I would say definitely check out Lofi Girl. If you're ever in need of some good music. Oh, what did they release the cover of? I saw they were gonna release something. I just never saw what they released. Oh, this is Halloween? Nice. Yeah. Halloween. I still have to come up with a Halloween session for my Lancer game, for my Sunday Lancer game. And like, it's also like tomorrow is Tuesday, which is supposed to be my next Lancer for my Tuesday game, but it's also Halloween, so I don't know if people are going to be there. Nobody said anything. And then the last Tuesday game that I had was just an absolute mess, and it's been a pile of stress. I haven't talked about it on here because I didn't want to drag all of that stress that I was dealing with onto the stream. But there's just been a lot of stress and stuff surrounding my Tuesday Lancer game. And trying to pull stuff together there. All right, but I'm curious, Silva, does anybody, where you live, does anybody go around and do like Halloween trick-or-treating? Is that a thing in apartment complexes? I know some places do trunk or treat where like a bunch of... Oh, okay. I know that like some places, like the church I'm a member of in Texas, does trunk or treat where they have a bunch of people show up and then in their parking lot, and then their trunks are filled with candy, and then kids come and then in costume and go between all of the different trunks of the cars and getting candy from all the different people. So it's like the experience of going trick-or-treating from house to house, except you're going from trunk to trunk. And that's like kind of a fun, safe way for people to get their Halloween grooving on. Let's see. All right. All right, let's see if there's any... no. Or Avali. Avali is a caster and someone who does like League of Legends stuff. And I just saw she tweeted like, which one of you got the Riot ID, I guess, for their new website or whatever, with her name. No, Ovily. Ovilee. Ovily. You've got VTubers on the brain, Silva. I just saw a tweet. That was funny. Oh, yeah. Okay. Hold on. All right. Let's get started. Let me see if there's anything cool on the Book of Faces to talk about. All right. Hey, Nabiru showed up. I was theorizing, since I hadn't seen you yet. I was theorizing, Nabiru, that maybe you ditched us and gone outside to touch grass and go to a Halloween party or something. That was my theory. So in my Sunday Lancer game, right? I'm doing I am a VTuber, so by default I guess I'm a comedian. I'm doing a storyline introducing some of the Zoids factions from the Chaotic Century and the Battle Story. And there's this whole thing where the players took a contract to ambush this convoy of Zoids delivering supplies to this base deep in the wilderness, right? And then through some other interactions, they found out that that base wasn't actually doing military research, and it's doing environmental research. Not the... Okay, reconnected. Okay. OBS disconnected and then reconnected a couple seconds later. It's funny. And so through all the stuff that's happened, the players, through some of their other contacts, found out that the base wasn't doing military research, it's doing environmental research. And they found out that and they became friends with the commander in charge of that base, and they got invites to go to the base, see what they're doing, and to see what's going on, and to like see for themselves and interact with the base, right? So then the players had to decide what they were going to do, because the person who they were supposed to work with to attack the convoy was this overzealous, very prideful and arrogant person who was part of this experiment I was doing with storytelling. where I was like, what happens if I introduce a character that is technically on the player's side, that is technically allied with the players, and shares the same enemies, and like is someone they should be working with, but has all of the qualities that the characters will despise, and is just the kind of person that you work with because you have to, not because you don't want to. What's the most powerful weapon? And so the players were joking about letting, so the guy's name is Jeff. The mythical pebble of pig smiting. Oh, okay. The players were joking about letting Jeff attack the convoy, and then whenever they go on the convoy, they're going to be expected to just like ride along in the transport vehicles and the transport Zoids and the Gustavs. And they're like, we're going to tell them that we're going to bring our mechs and be like, yeah, we just want to touch grass, you know, get out, stretch the legs of our mechs and touch grass in our mechs. And that's why we're bringing our mechs, not because we're expecting Jeff to attack. And the players are just looking for an excuse to fight Jeff because they don't like him. And then I flipped on the opposite end of the spectrum from Jeff. I had a character who works for the Empire who should technically be their enemy, but embodies a lot of the characteristics that the characters would respect. And has done the most damage. Oh, that's funny. So one player has just been, well, okay, the thing is, right? If you look at like ancient weapons, one of the most effective ancient weapons was the sling, because it was relatively easy to learn, right? And if you, the ammunition was plentiful because you could get rocks almost anywhere. And honestly, in the hands of someone who had at least a decent idea of what they're doing, a sling is just deadly. It can do devastating amounts of damage. I was watching... Oh, just throws a rock. And see, here's the thing, right? I don't know how they do it in Pathfinder, but in 5th edition, any improvised weapon is a D4, and that's the same damage as a sling. And like, I've thought a sling should have been a D6. I think a sling's a D4. Sling 5e. Here we go. Yeah, D4, but it has decent range, but only 30-foot range. Do not ask Silva of its lore. SAO. Mithril pebble of pig smiting. Saved by the YouTube. You sent it to me. I closed Facebook because I didn't want the Facebook to ding. It dinged, and I was like, oh, I should close that. It's a multi-paragraph lore. Oh my gosh. Oh goodness. All right, so Sword Art Online abridged. That's funny. All right, it's 9 o'clock. So We are trying to do something unlike anything I've ever done tonight. Tonight is going to go either really well or really bad, or it might go somewhere in the middle. Who knows? You know what? Let's not box ourselves in. Oh, you kept using the GIF of it? The GIF of it, I mean. That age-old fight, is it GIF or is it GIF? Who knows? But here's the thing. I like playing with the GJ sounds. Like, I have a character in one of my games named Jonah that's spelled Gonah. Like, I like playing with the GJ sounds. So, I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to being called graphics. It's like tomato and tomato. Tomato, tomato. Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. That's pretty much what it all boils down to, Nabiru. Okay. Well. Also, how do y'all like my, English is too weird of a language for me to say there's any one proper way to do it. All right. And ooh, Gundam. Ooh, that would be nice. That would be interesting. That would be an interesting spin-off or like alternate world where instead of being called it's a Gundam, it's a Jundam. What do you think, Silva? If they came out with a new Gundam series that was called like Mobile Suit Gundam. Mobile Suit Gundam. That would be something else, Silva. Imagine what you could do if you played with the language like that. It's a Gundam. Jungum. Oh my gosh. All right. So, tonight, let's get it. Let's slide it back into focus. Tonight's plan is to do a writing stream, and we're gonna try to go start to finish on a short story. Don't know what I'm gonna finish. Don't know how it's gonna come out. I intentionally did as little planning for this as possible because I wanted to save all of that for content, to be what I was doing for this. So let's slide over to the writing. All right. It's not even a Jundam. It's a Jungdam. Okay. Okay. Oop. Okay. Alrighty. Okay, so let's see what we got here. Okay, so basic premise. Zoids, Halloween spooky Zoid story. Because I've been really on a Zoids kick recently. So I thought, because like everybody writes like different, not everybody, but a lot of people write different Halloween spooky stories. And I'm like, doing a Halloween spooky story is like, ooh, you know? But I thought, what if I added a twist? That twist that somehow it's going to take place in the Zoids universe, in a Zoids universe. And it's going to be related to Zoids somehow. So I had some idea, maybe like Land of Haunted Zoids, or something like that. So I don't know how it's going to come together. I've intentionally not put a lot of thought into this because I wanted to save all that for content. So Halloween spooky Zoid story. Canon. We are gonna stick to. So like, part of me wants to do the battle story. Because that's like so fleshed out over the years. But like, I'm thinking I might do New Century 0. I could do Chaotic Century. Actually, Chaotic Century features well, both Chaotic Century. Well, I don't want to touch Genesis because Zoids Genesis is a little bit more obscure, and then you deal with the Regel, and I'm not super familiar with all the ins and outs of that continuity, because I've only watched the anime once, and I don't know anything about Fuzors. I should sit like Fuzors was known for having really bad animation that kind of like killed the Zoids franchise for a while. Like the Zoids Fuzors dub didn't finish airing. The like back half of the dub episodes didn't get released till the DVDs got released, I think. Because like it had such poor ratings. But I attribute a lot of that to just the really, really I attribute a lot of that to, at least on the Zoids Fuzor side, to just the really, really bad graphics. And the fact that it didn't do enough to set it to, it didn't do enough to differentiate itself from New Century 0. Because both Chaotic Century and New Century 0 have really good art. Mm-hmm. You know what? I'm gonna do Chaotic Century because I want the main character to have an organoid. I want the main character to have an organoid. All right. Main character name. Hunter. Organoid name will be some kind of like a cool spear, hunter and spear. So An organoid in Chaotic Century is this specific type of wild Zoid that's usually about the size of like an adult person. They're usually reptilian, look like little dragons. Sometimes they have wings that extend out, or sometimes they have thrusters that they use to fly. And they can merge with Zoids in order to improve their performance. And they usually bond with one pilot that they work with and try to help out. So, what kind of Zoid do I want the main character to It'll be 30, so it'll be about my age. So this won't be a kid protagonist. This will be an adult protagonist with his organoid spear. Blade tail. Okay. His Zoid. Well, I mean, main characters generally have some type of Liger. That's been like the defining trait. Liger has been the main character Zoid forever, right? So, I could do a T-Rex, could do a Gojulus. That would be fun. That'd be very different because it's so freaking honking big. No. Anti-zombie virus programming. Ooh. Ooh. Spooky Zoid. Okay. Could do a wolf. Could do a Koenig wolf. A black Koenig wolf, because that'd be very different. Zombie stuff. Could do a wolf. Let me pull up some Zoid sprites and look at some Zoid sprites. Let's see what we got. Debating the werewolf Zoid. That could be fun. Command Wolf's like one of the stereotypical ones. Ooh, could do a Gustav. Could do a Geysak. That's the Scorpion Zoid. That's the one that just is normally seen wandering about. Could do a Shadow Fox. That Shadow Fox could D-Bison. D-Bison is very different. One whose computer doesn't freeze. Oh my goodness. Um, could do a saber fang, but a D bison that doesn't crash all the time. That's funny. Let's go with. I don't want to lose too much time on it. Because I like the color scheme of the Shadow Fox. I've always liked the color scheme of the Shadow Fox, the black and gold with the red eyes. But that feels almost too main character-y. Yeah, let's go with a bug. Going with a Geysak. Small Scorpion Zoid. They normally just wander the deserts. Okay. Could do a Godos. That's funny. A Godos is so tiny and so or do the Iguan. It's so tiny and it's so weak. Could do an Iguan or a Godos. Yeah, Godos is funny. It's tiny. Blah, blah, blah. It's a mass-produced Zoid. Yeah, could do that. It's a good mass-produced Zoid. And it served a long time. Sure, we'll go with Godos. I consider Godos like a really small Gojulus. Jeez, I didn't think this would be the hard part. You know, I'll come back to that. I'll come back to what Zoid it's going to be. Hmm. Why would he have an organoid? Okay, Wandering Zoid Warrior. Ooh, maybe it's how he finds his maybe it's how he finds his organoid. Okay. Thinking about a picture I saw on the Zoids Discord of someone doing like someone made a fan art of an organoid colony. And that gave me an idea. Wandering Zoid Warrior who ran away from the military with his Zoid, so we'd need something that would be mass production. Koenig Wolf were used for special things. Say he's an escaped empire, so he might have used a Godos or a Hell Runner, or maybe a Hellcat. Oh. So many choices. You know what? We're just gonna go with Saber Tiger. Saberfang old, because I like it. Yes, it's been done before of a Saber Tiger with a organoid, but I'm doing my spin on it. Got a custom paint job on it. Wandering Zoid Warrior who ran away from the military with his Zoid. Okay. And ran away. Where he can. Okay. Now he wanders the wastelands as a mercenary, helping people out where he can. Okay. 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 Saber tiger. Ba, ba, ba. Ba, 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 ba. Uh, okay. Yeah, what are those saber fangs? It's a versatile one that saw a lot of use. Okay, so passed. Okay, so he has to examine this and figure out what the Zoids are. And they died in battles long past. Okay. Okay. Ready to go outside at night. Okay. All right. So we have a basic premise of a story. Blade tail. He's got an old school Zaberfang that is one of the first models. So it's fast and powerful, but it still gets outclassed by more modern things like shield ligers and such. Finds the remains of some battlefields. Start to come to life. Pull themselves together. Okay. Okay, they start attacking him. Okay, so we've got the kind of zombie feel of like they won't stay dead. They keep coming back up. No matter how many times he puts them down, they keep coming back up. Gets there. Wanders inside. Ancient Zoidian temple. So we've got to get the zombie theme going, but it's still kind of action adventure. I've got to lean into the spooky side, right? Let me check something. Zoidian Temple. I could give him a Rev Raptor. That'd be funny. Oh. Easiest way to be spooky, I think, make it cringe or do not directly describe things. Just be vague in sounds, shadows, and eerie thoughts. Okay. Could give him a Rev Raptor instead, so he's not piloting a cat, piloting the little raptor. Because when you think spooky, it's usually haunted, eerie feeling. You don't need to see a monster to still be scared. Okay. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna go with the Saber Tiger Old. Okay. Wanders into an ancient Zoidian temple. Gosh, not the OBS disconnect, reconnect shenaniganry. Okay. Tiny Zoid core. Zoid core soaked in. So we got the horror elements going, where like he finds a book bound in human skin, and there's a bowl filled with foul smelling human blood. Human blood soaking in the middle of that bowl of human blood is a Zoid core. No hole. So we add in some of the horror mystery where he gets stabbed by something, but no one's there. His organoid would have seen him, would have seen something, but his clothes aren't pierced, right? Takes off his shirt and jacket. Okay, so we have a lot of things happening here. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get all this done tonight. But I kind of like I don't want it to just be a standard adventure thing. I want there to be elements of mystery, elements of horror, and elements of like spookiness, right? And so here, what's gonna happen is he's gonna wander into the ruin, go into the spooky, go up to the altar, sees a book bound in human skin and a bowl filled with foul-smelling blood. And in the middle of the bowl, soaking in the middle of the bowl, is a small Zoid core. He feels something stab him and he starts bleeding. And he tries to get out of there because he realizes it's not safe. Something that he couldn't see stabbed him, so there's this mystery of what stabbed him, right? And then he makes it back into the cockpit of his Zoid, and that's supposed to be his safe space, right? The place where nothing can get him. That should be the place where he is, where he's safest. And he starts treating his wound. But then that ends up you rip away that place that's safe. Hey Jay, welcome to the party. We're just doing a fun little writing stream. I don't know if you've ever heard of the anime Zoids. It's a thing where they fight with these giant robot animals, and there's a lot of plot in the middle there. I'm writing a kind of fan fiction that's trying to do a spooky Halloween-ish story with an original character in a Zoids universe. And I'm outlining it right now for the first little bit, and then I'm gonna actually try writing the story. So I'm just outlining what I want the story to do, so that way I can set stuff up as I go. Don't know if we're gonna finish it all tonight, but I just thought it'd be something different to do for Halloween. Yeah. Yep, that about covers it, Nabiru. I probably should only have like half of this stuff in here, especially if I want to get it done tonight. But like, I'm not good at writing short stories. Mm. Holding the bowl. Uh. So you can get outside. Okay. I want his blood to end up in the bowl somehow. I think this is gonna have to cut. I have to cut this. next to the bowl. Why is OBS being so silly tonight? Hunter backs up, so we have the hooded figure who has a skeletal hand. So we're dealing with like kind of zombie Zoids. We're dealing with whispers, like kind of ghostly whispers. We're dealing with floating lights, Necronomicon, and now we're getting into like the blood sacrifice kind of stuff, right? Okay. All right. Spend the first hour planning, second hour writing. Hunter and Spear run for it. Okay. OBS keep disconnecting and reconnecting. It's so silly. It only disconnects for like 2 seconds, but it just keeps happening. We've got a blood red Gojulus. So we're doing something different. This Gojulus is normally one of the hero units, but this is a blood red Gojulus. Well, it's gonna be faster. That's for sure, Silva. Maybe not 3 times faster. But it's not good. Revealing massive fangs. So it's a Gojulus with massive fangs. Dang. Saber fang. No, not claws, it's fangs. Oh, that's interesting, Autumn. A story Bible for your news story, Pieces of Me, fantasy romance. It's a humanoid ex-human romance. Oh, that's really cool, Autumn. It's good to see you, by the way. Okay. Then I have to ask myself, do I want it to end like a horror where everybody dies or where like he runs for his life? Or do I want it to end like an adventure story where he actually like defeats the bad guy? I'll leave that till I get there. It's 10:04, so I'm gonna actually get I might leave it on a cliffhanger where he's struggling. All right, let's get to the actual writing portion of this where I actually write the story. I wrote about the story. Now I have to actually write the story. Yeah, defeats the enemy. Does he defeat the vampire Gojulus? Nothing gets explained. All right. Okay. Okay. Mm. Okay. So we haven't gotten to the horror or the spooky side yet, but we're just doing this like the setting the stage. They're in the desert. This is a place that neither the Empire nor the Republic would want. And we're just introducing the characters. I'm missing a line there. Okay, his money would be Imperial credits because he's an escaped Imperial soldier. So. Now we're introducing a new character, a blonde girl. Probably need a name for her. I don't know. We can keep the names as low as possible. Snout. I want him to be like kind of smooth lady killer kind of guy. He doesn't bite, but I might if you ask. Nice. Okay, got that. Okay. Okay, so we're setting the scene here. Um, okay. All right. Okay. Okay. Oh my gosh, OBS Studio. Why are you having so much trouble? It's only really started happening recently. I don't know if something's up with the internet connection. I don't know what's causing it. But like, oh my gosh, this is supposed to be a short story and I'm writing like it's a novel. Oh my gosh. I'm almost halfway through my writing time, and I haven't even gotten to the actual spooky part yet. Yeah, typical me. I'm like, I wanted to write a short story tonight, and I wanted to try writing a short story, but it's not turning into a short story. Uh... There's talking bandits, stray Zoids. Um, would be like starting off already entering a spooky area where the organoid is. Yeah. Yeah. I should have just started with him entering the spooky area. I should have just started right with like nightfall and the Zoids rising out of the sand and him dealing with the sand with the zombie mechs. That's probably where I should have started. Okay, hold on. This sentence should go somewhere else. Cut. Water was cloudy and tasted a bit off. Okay. All right. Don't need this sentence. Then we're gonna instead of having all the explanation, we're gonna let the things unfold as they happen. So we're gonna say that's the interesting part, she says with a smirk, and then we cut to him at sunset. Saberfang. All right, I wanted to introduce a little bit of comedy here before things get really dark. I might run late tonight. I might stream late tonight just because I want to see how far I can get with this. Okay. Okay, so now we've got to the part where the stonies, the Zoid, so normally whenever Zoids die, they turn into fossils. Their bodies turn into stone. So in this, these ones look dead. So they are falling apart. Their bodies look like they're at least partially stone. Falling apart, at least each one of them at least part stone. Okay, so now we've got this. Now we've got to the exciting part. Okay, so now he's gonna merge with the organoid. That's how you spell thrusters, isn't it? Is this one of those things where it doesn't have the right word for it? Yep, that's how you spell thrusters. Okay, yep, that's how you spell thruster. This is a thing where it just OpenOffice doesn't have it, doesn't know what it's doing. Okay, so now it's where things start really well. Things start really well. He's in control. He's destroying them. But then it accelerates. All right. Um, Okay. What would hit him? Probably a liger. Okay, before firing his beam cannons, destroying both of them. For the Saber Fang's hind legs. Okay. That was a relatively short fight scene. It just talks about how the first part of the fight went really well, and then it just kind of went off kilter. Why is it 11 o'clock already? We're just about to get to the spooky parts. You know, we're going late tonight. Or we're gonna go a little bit long because I want to get to the good parts. All right, Silva, thanks for being here. It was great to have you. Have a good night, and I want you to know that I think that you are truly amazing, Silva. A powerhouse in mobility, which is a weird phrase. The weird phrase. Okay. So now he sees the old ruin. Hmm. Approach the. Nowhere to be seen. Do, do, do. Okay, so now he's gonna follow the tracks into further the uh into the ruin. Okay. Every time he thought he'd located one of the sounds, there was nothing there. So now we're getting into the spooky stuff. Now we're getting into the spooky. He's in this temple. Okay, he's in this temple. Okay. All right, we're doing pretty good. Okay, so as soon as he looked at them, the lights would disappear. Okay, so we're almost to the end here. I think we might be able to finish this. We might be able to finish this in the next like 20 minutes. Which is pretty good for me for a short story, considering how it started. Bob. Reached to grab his blood-soaked shirt. A metallic skeletal hand. All right, I think I know how I'm gonna end this story. Actually, into the bowl. Soaking up all the blood in the bowl like a sponge. Blood red. All right. Now is normally the time I would have ended stream, but like we are so close to the end. Like I just realized how I want to end the stream, not the stream, but how I want to end the fic. Uh, out of here, spear. Okay. Out of oversized jaw. Alright, so now we've got the vampire Gojulus. Is that a vampire Gojulus? Okay. Alright. So we end with, so we don't even have the fight with the vampire Gojulus. We just end with, is that a vampire Gojulus? As his vision began to swim, all the blood he lost finally started to take its toll on him. How many words did I write tonight? 2140 on this story. So this is like about a small chapter. But it's all a self-contained story. Well, self-contained pertaining, you know anything about the Zoids universe? I know I should have called it a Saber Tiger because that's more of the official name, but I like Zaberfang. All right. Wow. 11:35 and I finished it. I might put this up for people to read on the Zoids Discord because they share like writing stuff up there too. I don't know. Maybe I'll share it. I don't know if people would want to read it. It's a rough draft. A vampire Gojulus. That's the Halloween episode. Does he make it out? Does he succeed? Does he fight his way out against it? Who knows? That's not the point of the story. Alright. Alright. Thank you all for sitting through with me. I know I would have this is around the time when I'd normally be ending, and we ran pretty late. Let me save that story so I don't lose it. Yes, definitely worth saving. Yeah, I could expand on it later. It was nice to deal with stuff again. I haven't done writing in a while. And this, I don't have to come up with like explanations for everything since I'm in another universe. Okay, there we go. I'll probably transfer the story over to a Google Doc. Because there was no way I was writing all that in a Google Doc. I get so frustrated with the Google Docs. But I'll probably transfer it all to a Google Doc in order to share it on my Discord, and I'll probably have it up on my Discord and up on the Zoids Discord, because they have places where you can share writing. Yeah, that happened. Okay. All right. Let's wind down for the night. After that whole rush of writing again, writing a spoopy ghost story with zombies and skeletons and blood sacrifices and Necronomicon and finally vampires. Throw all of the things into one. Ghostly forces. Throw all of the things into one big adventure, and then end it with a cliffhanger of the main character being like, I don't know how I'm getting out of this, because he's lost a lot of blood. He's facing he's face to face with a giant vampire Gojulus. Which just to show you what a Gojulus looks like, why is it a WebP? Well, I'm probably gonna put pictures of all the Zoids featured in the story, in the document, in the Google Doc, whenever I put it up. Okay, so got that. Did I download that? Yes, I did. Okay, cool. The bane of my existence, WebP files. Image. It's a sprite, but this is what a Gojulus looks like. It's really big. It's a big T-Rex looking kind of thing that is really strong. So imagine this, but with vampire fangs and blood red. That's what the main character is now facing off against. The giant blood red Gojulus with vampire fangs. Dun dun dun. Yes. After fighting so many things, after fighting his way through so many things, fought his way through a small army of ghost zombie Zoids to get used in a blood sacrifice. After hearing eerie, ghostly whispers. But yeah. Okay. All right. Well, thank you for sitting through this. Story of the Vampire Gojulus. And I like how the Vampire Gojulus kind of comes out of left field. It just comes out of left field. You aren't expecting, no one expects the giant vampire T-Rex. But this is my Halloween special. I hope this has been entertaining for all of you. This has been my Halloween special. Should I read it? No, I think it would take too long to read through all of it. You all watched me write it. Ugh. Okay. All right. So, we've had our spooky night. I hope everyone has a wonderful Halloween and that you have some good spoopy good times. And I hope that all of you get a chance to spend time with people you care about, to do things you enjoy, to eat good food, to enjoy some sweet candy, and to just have a grand old time. And I hope that this holiday season finds you and yours in good health and good happiness. And yeah. Let's do the outro. For those of you who don't know, I like to say positive things about my viewers in order to speak positivity into their lives. So to Silva, to Nabiru, what else did we have? We had Jay, and to Autumn, and to anyone else who watched the stream and didn't say anything in the chat, and anyone who says who watches this VOD afterwards, I want to say that I love all of you, and I believe in each and every one of you. I think that each one of you is a truly special, precious, and one-of-a-kind individual, and that all of you make this world a better place by living in it. I'm grateful every day to live in a world with you in it. Thank you for coming to my stream, thank you for being a part of this community, and thank you for helping to make the world a better place. Thank you for giving me your time, your energy, and your yes, studio. Why must you disconnect now? Anyway, thank you for being a member of this community and for being amazing. Speaking of being a member of this community, always remember the community motto, the Star Hunter motto: shoot for the stars, have wonderful adventures, live your dreams, and always stop to enjoy the memes. One of these days, I'm going to come up with a new motto because I've had that same motto for like 5 years. And maybe I'll come up with a new one of these days. Something that might better describe what I do. I have no idea. I don't know. I hadn't really thought about it. I made it up on a whim before, and I just kind of ran with it. Anyway. One thing I do ask is that you like the stream. It helps the algorithm with pushing it out to other people. It lets me know that people watched and people enjoyed it. Lets me know what people want to see more of. And it just lets me know that people were here. It makes me feel good. I'll be honest. Kind of parasocial, but realistically. And if you want to keep up with what I'm doing on YouTube, you can subscribe and ding the notification bell to let you know whenever I go live or when I release any new content. If you want to keep up with what I'm doing outside of YouTube, you can follow me on X or Twitter and join my Discord. Links to both of those are in the description down below. If you have any friends, neighbors, cousins, uncles, brother-in-laws, sister twice removed that you think might enjoy my content, feel free to show them my content or invite them to the next stream. Next stream is going to be Friday, 8:30 p.m. EST. Probably going to be another Zoids Saga DS stream because I'm having fun with that. I'm itching to play more. But yes, probably gonna do that on then. But we'll see. Maybe I'll do a Chained Echoes. I haven't done a Chained Echoes stream in like a few weeks. We'll see. I just had to get this out for a spooky holiday. Um, and yeah. Also, I always want you all to know that that you don't have to pay to be a member of this community. You don't have to donate to be welcome here. I never want anyone to feel like there's some obligation to help me out or to donate in any way, shape, or form. With that said, I do appreciate everyone who has donated, who has helped me out with things in the past. You have truly been a wonderful help in order to helping me achieve different things and just generally do better. And I'm grateful to all of you. If any of you are ever in a position where you can safely help out and you feel motivated for whatever reason to donate to help me out with anything, there are links where you can do that in the description down below. I hope you and yours have a wonderful holiday and that you have a great time, and I will see all of you on Friday. Oh gosh, I forgot I need to... Still got those gloves.